Hello and welcome to the Velveteen Lounge Sick Bay. I can't even talk without coughing.
Oh man, you got me going.
Oh my god.
What can I say about
Hi.
cough's a present?
Oh my god.
Woohoo!
Hi Eric and hi Dime.
Oh man.
Dime, you were right yesterday when I was like, oh, I'm fine. I have to go into the city on Thursday. I am not fine and I am not going to the city.
I'm not going to any city
today.
anyway.
But
sheesh.
I'm still happy to be here with you.
You know, we were thinking, do we have enough energy to pull this off? And the answer was,
I don't know.
Probably not, but we're going to give it the old college.
The answer is I don't know.
And we can always start and say, yeah, this was a bad idea. But but better to do that than to say, oh, I didn't feel like it, and then you're like, gee, I would have been okay.
But it's good to see Eric and Dime, our first guest.
Yes, hello.
Thank you for joining us.
Bing, 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 ping pong, ping pong.
Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah.
How are you?
Yeah, how are y'all?
Are you doing better than us?
I will absolutely say, without any further contradiction, that you had better not have this because, man, I don't wish this on any of my friends. Ugh. I don't wish this on my enemies. Yuck. Yeah. It's just this long. It's one of those damn head colds that just starts out doing this and moves to doing that and moves to doing that, and then like eventually you get the chest congestion and the hacking cough and blah.
Oh, thank you, Eric. We're gonna go as long as we can. You know, we'll see. We're parked. I've got my blankie. I'm good.
Well, you know,
I am surrounded by booze.
We understand that we're the two lunatics who went for 24 hours like less than 4 months ago. So I suppose we can try for
Hi, Mom.
an hour and so today and see where we get.
Yeah,
well, we do appreciate it.
We're all set up now, so we're gonna go as long as we can. But yeah,
you could always like get a couple of gurneys and then we could just like lie down and like put the phone above us and we're like. So anyway,
no, it's too much work to hold up the camera.
Shake. Pour. Then I got to get a really big straw.
Oh, good. Diamond's feeling fine. I'm glad to hear it.
Obviously, I have a productive cough.
It was just like right before this. Well, probably like I don't know, a couple of hours ago. I went to take a nap, and I was like, I feel dizzy.
Yeah.
And then I'm looking up dizziness, and it's like, oh, it could be pneumonia. And I'm like, oh no, I can't have pneumnia. I'm sorry, I don't have time.
No,
I have to decline the pneumonia.
Yeah, time for that pain.
Hi, Julie. Good to see you. Thank you for joining us.
I like the suggestion. Mai Tai and an IV. That's
Mai Tai and an IV.
That's very MASH of you. I'm just saying.
Hi, Lisa and Errol. Good to see you both.
Great. I tell you, drip bag. At the very least, one of those like really long bendy straws. Or just you don't even need a bendy straw. You just need to be able to like do this and then have the bowl right there and one of those 3-foot straws. So you can go, there we go. What's in that bowl? Juice.
We went to a pharmacy themed restaurant for our anniversary.
Oh, right.
Yeah. And they had the drink Paul ordered came in a blood bag.
And it was really good. It looked great. It looked gory, so it looked great.
It was perfect for Halloween.
And my only regret is that I intended to take the bag and I didn't. Oh man. Well,
you know why?
I suppose you can find blood bags.
Because while we were in there, this horrible storm kicked up. I think everyone was a little flustered. It was a very small place, and there all the places across the street lost power, and I think they were thinking they were going to lose power too. So it was a little
shaky. But I would say the drinks were good. The food was really good. The barbecue was like right there. So we're looking at like wood oven there that they were just feeding stuff into. And I was like, wow, that's cool. It's always great when you can just see the people prepping it. And it was just this very old building that had like a great backdrop for a big, long wooden top bar and a food prep station. Yeah. It was a cool place. I would go back. They did very, very good.
Pharmacy kitchen and bar. If you ever find yourself in our neck of the woods.
Yep, that is just right next door in Goshen. So it's literally that way. So there we go.
Oh, Errol says we killed 5 gallons of Pilsner Monday. Oh boy, nice.
Bottled.
Oh, bottled. I thought. As you can see, I'm hallucinating.
I'm sorry. I thought you said you drank it.
You said you drank it. And I was like, well, good for you.
I'm just imagining picking up that big carboy. Oh, come on, you can do it. You can do it.
No, it wasn't a sick building. We lived in a sick building.
Yep.
In New Rochelle.
And actually, you know what cured? And suddenly she developed asthma. I'm like, what the hell?
I've never had asthma in my life.
And since, not that, only then.
Hi, Dennis. Good to see you.
Hey, aloha. And what cured it then? I bought one of those electrostatic air cleaner things from Sharper Image. And you know what? It took the stuff right out.
Yeah.
Suddenly she's like, I'm not wheezing.
Yeah, I would wake up in the middle of the night and I could literally, I was like,
yeah.
It was
never saw
scary.
it before nor since.
Yeah, I haven't had it since.
And then when we were packing up to leave that building, we for the first time ever talked to the guy downstairs. And it's just, oh yeah, we had some issues. And it's like, oh yeah. Like he had them too. Like, oh, it's like a sick building. Wow. What's in it? And it was one of these buildings.
Thank God we got out of there.
One of these damn old buildings with vinyl siding where I'm like, what's underneath the vinyl?
We'd have to throw a large party to drink 5 gallons. Here I am thinking, oh yeah, seriously. You said that on your own.
Interesting enough.
I'm not completely here tonight.
I am like about 60%, maybe more like 30. I don't say.
Eric, so we've been eating a lot of soup.
Because we finished we made a turkey for Easter, right? Because we had a turkey. We had a frozen turkey for a couple of years.
We had a turkey from the pandemic that we got for free.
And then we managed to get another
shoved
one.
It in the
I just
chest freezer.
Threw in the chest freezer and just said, I will cook it one of these days. Finally, I'm like, we better do it before this thing's petrified. And just invited a friend over, cooked the bird. And I was like, well, used that much bird. But she chopped it all off, and it's all packed and frozen. It'll be fine. And then she does what we always do is throw it into the slow cooker with a bunch of water and some veg.
We had a ton of the soup.
The slow cooker is the absolute best way to do that soup out of the frame. It all falls apart. Get the bones out of there. And throw a little bit of rice or some quinoa or whatever. And it's the best damn thing. And in terms of this is, grandma's penicillin. Yeah, that is.
I honestly earlier was like, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to have a drink, but now that I'm sitting here talking to you, I want a drink.
She's saying to herself, now wait a minute.
What do I want?
I tell you.
I came up with some good ones.
There were some good ones. I'm trying to think of what's going on here. I might go with that one first because.
This one?
Yeah.
But you want to start making it?
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay.
I usually wait because
he's going to
I'm
make
still
one
thinking.
That he's calling Robitussin.
Came up with this today. I will take one of those double old fashions right there. And you know what we did not bring over?
Oh my God. Could there honestly be something we didn't bring over?
There really
Hi, Peter. Good to see you.
There really could be, couldn't there? But I will get off my tuchus and go get it. But I just filled this guy up, so it'll be easy.
Is it okay that I used my old 3D glasses to stare at the eclipse? Well, did you go blind?
If you're still with us.
If you're still seeing, then I guess you didn't do any harm. It was cloudy here. Like the clouds were coming and going. Paul set up his telescope and pointed the back of it to a movie screen. Mm-hmm. So we got some really fun crescent images. And I got some really fun pictures of the clouds because that was insane.
Well, that's the classic
time. Just kidding. Oh, Lisa, I appreciate it.
But
the
classic method is you get a binocular or a telescope. You don't use it because then you'd be focusing sun rays in your eyes, which is much, much worse. You set it up so you can point it at it, and then you've got the objective lens on one side. And then you have something to focus it on, usually just a piece of paper or something, and you can see the disc. And if you just focus on the sun, it's there's the sun. And if you're waiting for occlusion to happen, then suddenly it's oh, there's something going over the sun.
I'm going to simultaneously
and you can see the shape
mix while he mixes.
Sure, sounds good.
So he's making something that he's calling Robitussin.
Robitussin, elderberry wine.
An old lounge sick day favorite.
The old lounge sick day.
Oh, hot toddy. I do have some tea available.
Yes, you do.
Should I decide to go that route?
Yes, it's available. I have to go get it, but we can do that. So what did I put in this? This was, I think,
brandy.
Yeah, I'll take a shot of
brandy.
And I'll take the shooter.
The shooter.
No, we're not doing shooters. There was something in the Mr. Boston guide from about 20 years ago. Shooters, it's the big thing.
Can't get well without muscatel. Good job on the "Hey Grandma" quote.
Yeah, bingo. I was thinking to myself, there's somebody here who will pick up on that in bang. It took me a long time.
Give me that wine.
It took me a long time to figure out that lyric, but once you get it, you're oh yeah. Which reminds me, that was the deal. The 13th floor elevators used to go on live And if they weren't able to procure
Peter, yes, it is.
something to drink, they would be on, I think, Hadacol, which was pretty alcoholic stuff. So you get pretty stoned on that pretty quick.
Okay.
Straight up brandy, pretty good idea.
I never crowdsource things
But
because
it's not a drink.
I 99.9% of the time don't want other people's opinions on the things I do.
Cherry juice, please.
But I need your support
And the lemon.
for not going into the city Friday.
Mhm.
Because I'm still like, oh, I'll probably be okay. And I'm like, are you insane? Don't do it. Ugh. Just talk me out of it, please.
Don't do it. There, I did.
Just as that was me not sure where I found out what that lyric was. The move just bluffed it.
Oh, yeah. Funny. Not entirely sure the move had robitussin, but they do a good version of the song. This is for sure. What else did I put in here? I think just the cherry bitters.
Yes.
Did
you bring those over?
Yes, I did.
Yes,
and I
do. I
see them.
Okay.
And your reach is just long enough. We're just good enough to get this done, folks. So anyway, that is...
PJs and a nice hot bath. I'll still do.
Woo, man,
I have a class.
Brewing it right now.
But if you don't go, you can send in a tape of your scene.
Yeah.
I'm like,
just do it. Just do that.
Dummy.
I mean, I've been working all week. If I had to truck into an office, I'd be dead,
Really Peter, enjoy. I was supposed to be in the city tomorrow.
Excellent. All right, so anyways, this is a shot of brandy. Good. We use some good French brandy. And 2 ounces of cherry juice. This is tart cherry juice, and I forget who makes this stuff. This is... Oh,
this is the store brand, actually.
This is the house brand. Oh, yeah.
Wholesome Pantry.
It says organic. Blah, blah,
organic.
Blah. Very good. Half an ounce of lemon just to balance out the sweetness. And then I'm going to put in about 4 dashes of these cherry bitters because they're really nice cherry and bitter. And they got that thing. And this is medicinal, of course. And we will actually put a stir stick in there and give it a bit of a...
You need something to make it kind of like menthol, though.
Menthol? Robitussin doesn't have menthol.
Does it?
No.
You're making your own Robitussin. Organic, though, I know.
Robitussin, make me feel so fine.
Okay. Now, I want to make one. And I think I'm going to keep it classic and go with a bourbon stone sour.
Gonna keep it simple, keep it domestic.
Which we found in the Sardi's Bar Guide, which if you...
Some years ago.
Regular viewers know we love the Sardi's Bar Guide.
One of our little Bibles of such things. And I admit right off the bat that they get a pretty weird Mai Tai in there.
Oh, yes.
I don't know where that came from.
There's no resemblance to an actual Mai Tai.
It's got 2 ingredients in common. And I don't know where they got that. And I understand that some places do such things. I have actually ordered a Mai Tai there that wasn't that, so I don't know what's that. The bar guide is from the 80s, and things have happened. Many things have happened in cocktailness since then. But I will say,
well, before you say it, 2 ounces of bourbon, the 3/4 of an. I'm going to use less. That's gross. Sorry, I'm going to change this. 1/2 ounce orange juice. I feel like that's way too much orange juice.
It's usually the correct amount of orange juice.
I'm sure it is, but I don't like that much
I think that juice. Formula calls for 2 ounces of orange, and I think, well,
sure it does.
That's well and way too much. You want like enough to get something else going on in there.
Okay, I'm doing a half
ounce. Half is fine. Half is fine.
Yeah, well, it's my drink, so.
Yeah. Make it whatever way you like it, right?
1/2 ounce orange juice, 1/2 ounce fresh lemon juice. And we originally had 2 dashes Angostura bitters. I'm going to use 8.
A lot. Once again, I put a pretty heavy heavy hand on those cherry bitters, and it's a good idea.
I'm gonna run out of that.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so I need some ice.
Baby?
Yes. Can you reach?
I can reach. My arms are not too
I
short.
haven't done my 8 dashes of bitters, though. Okay, but now I'm going back to the broadcast. Okay, all right. I think the scene in Mr. Roberts where they're making a 10-year-old red label. Hi, Amy. Good to see you. Oh, thanks, Amy. Yeah, we'll live, probably.
Well, these things always remind me, and we've been talking about having your Mai Tai.
Peter.
As Dime has been pointing out, having your Mai Tai in a drip bag. And immediately makes me think of the
407
with their vodka in the drip bag.
Ooh, what about a cocktail with hibiscus liqueur? That'd be great.
Yeah, we have had that hibiscus.
Yes, I don't think we currently have it, but we have.
We have like hibiscus water from somewhere.
Ah!
I think Feed Brothers. Uh-oh.
Already dripping on the computer.
Yeah, drippy.
Okay.
You've got some towels right there.
I know. Thank you. I will wipe it up. I can't reach the spray though. But I can't reach the spray. So, thank you.
There you
go. Okay. Get the bitters off the computer.
Boy, proving it. Why do I need to prove it? I've told you.
I think
nobody does not believe me.
I think they believe us.
I think they believe me by now.
Okay.
I'm at that point where it's just like it's a productive cough and it's stupid. So.
Good or bad burlesque stage name? Which one, Eric? I missed that.
Penicillin.
Oh, penicillin. That's a good one, actually. I like that.
I made that up. I don't think that was what they were talking about. Damn it, Ice.
Yeah, I'm shaking the computer.
Luckily, the camera is not attached to the computer.
Yeah. Small favor.
Yeah, these things hit us. These things hit one of us, and then it hits all of us, and
all of us.
Suddenly, we're all there, and we're like, all right, so fine. So we cloister it here. If anybody needs to quarantine, I got plenty of penicillin over there in the liquid form, and we go from there. But yeah, this one is whenever people, and I've said this on here many times. Whenever people talk about, I'm not feeling so great, I say, you know what? My cold medicine is right here, Bourbon Stone Sour. And will this actually reduce the virus in your body? No. But will it make you feel better?
Hi, Satellite. Yes. Good to see you.
So those are the important things.
Arcade. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, we're both sick as dogs, but...
Bleh. As Snoopy would say.
Dripping drinks is pretty appropriate.
Oh, I tell you.
All right, get that out of the way.
Ooh, to the wee.
Let's see. So if you look back at these comments and wind up wondering about us.
No, I don't look back. I'm wondering already.
Yeah.
There we go.
All right.
I do not look back in anger or otherwise.
Recall when Paul spilled a drink and was wiping it up. Lisa said, I'm so glad you're not there because I know you'd slurp it up.
There was a time when the shaker actually fell into my cocktail glass, shattered it, and then it's all over the place. And I was so incensed.
I remember.
And I was like, and it's a cool shaker, but wow, what a piece of junk. And I said, screw that. And I just like,
Peter, that's a great idea.
I said, that's it. This is the bar. I just cleaned this, mopped it up, squoze it into the glass, and said, I'm just going to have this. And I just, I know that's really...
Did it have shards of glass in it?
I made sure there were no shards. I know this is bad form. I know that Amy would say, I don't think so. But the fact is, I had
Dime's over on Facebook too.
Dang martini, and it was all right. Tasted slightly of Bounty.
Eric says, I hate when you blow your nose for the 150th time and you think, my head is only so big. Where's all this stuff coming from? I agree.
Not to get really achy about it, but if you ever have a sickness where stuff is, coming up on the top end, there's one like twice last year, I managed to get something where it was just like I'd wake up and it's just like,
virus.
Yeah, and it was just like, wow. And after a while, you're like, there's an awful lot of fluid in there. Where is that coming from? I haven't been eating for days.
Oh, satellite, no.
What's the capacity, man? Crazy.
Dime's flipping back and forth between YouTube and Facebook.
You know something? This is actually a good thing. Well, you can try it. Why not? We're all sick with the same.
I was going to say, it's not like you're
We're all sick with the same stuff. And it's actually very soothing on the throat. And it's probably helping to suppress the cough, much like Robitussin.
Honestly, I can tell that's good, but I really can't taste anything.
Yeah, I know. Your taste buds are like
my taste buds gave up last night. So.
Oh, I just gave up on that hours ago.
Oh, Arcade says, your drinks look great. I only have Crown Royal vanilla mixed with cream soda. That sounds good.
Well, the Crown's
works.
Crown is a pretty good place to be. I would say to myself, if I were to make that, I'm throwing in some lemon juice and probably a peel. And I think that will balance out the sweetness. And that's one thing to try. And if you think, well, I don't really like all that sour, then don't do it.
You know what I was
But
thinking? I was thinking when you were saying Robitussin, I was thinking mentholatum.
oh,
That's why I was thinking you needed menthol.
oh, you mean like the stuff you put on your chest?
Yeah,
for
which I'm
instance.
kind of wishing I had right now.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
jeez. Vicks Vapor Rub. Haven't we made a drink called Vapor Rub before? Got to look into the archives.
Probably. I think
I asked her 15 minutes before broadcast, have we ever done Robitussin? She's like, nope. I said, well, we can prototype that. So
yeah.
Bingo. Yeah, we of course are on both platforms, so we will see comments here and there. If you feel like we're responding to something you don't see, it's because it's the other platform. You're welcome to get on both platforms. Just pop on your phone and your computer, whatever. If you're on one of those big screen TVs, you probably can't comment. So feel free to hop on your phone so that you can comment.
Let's see if we have.
And then we'll know you're here.
Vapor Rub. Oh, and Hall's
menthol. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
mentholyptus. Yes.
Oh yeah,
Hall's of medicine.
I haven't seen Gettysburg Man yet either.
I hope so too.
Hopefully everything's cool.
And considering what's going around, she may be down for the count, and I hope she's not. But
I'm gonna look up, see if we've done Vapor Rub.
We'll check out the old Vapor Rub thing there. I mean, I think I've definitely done Vicks Formula 44, and I got the color perfect, and the flavor was perfect too. And if you remember that stuff, you'd be like, wow, why would you do that? But I was experimenting to see if we had enough stuff to do it right, and we did. So I'm trying to remember what else we've done that's cold related. There's penicillin, which is kind of a classic formula, and it's in the dock. I don't know if I'm going to do it tonight.
Does not look like we've done anything called Vapor Rub.
You'd have to do something with.
Hi, Michelle. Good to see you. And hello, Jeff. Good to see you, too.
Hey, I'm thinking that.
Yeah, coffin. No joke. Yeah, maybe a menthol cigarette will do it a pinch.
It's George Schlatter's coffin.
Oh yeah, Ails Brandy talk drove me to pour a dram from the first bottle of Crevassier I ever bought a couple of months ago.
Hey.
That was my dad's drink.
Yeah. It's a popular drink in certain circles, and it's a fine quality brandy. So that's what all that really boils down to.
Lisa, I definitely remember getting the mentholatum on my chest.
Yeah,
yes.
We had that stuff. And it's making me think if you were trying to duplicate that, then you'd have to bust out the bottle of Fernet, because that has menthol. And it's like, wow. Now you're really talking cough syrup.
The Flaming Moe.
Yes. You try it and you're like, this is terrible. Wait a minute. Wow, that's great. It's a special effects drink. This thing actually resembles the Flaming Moe, as a matter of fact, but I'm not going to light it on fire. First of all, I would melt my deer swizzle stick with a little bit of velveteen. I'm not going to do that. And also, there's nothing in here that's really going to torch. I mean, the brandy has now been diluted pretty severely, so that's at that. I could put a layer of brandy on top and
float, but
I put a float on there, heat it up or whatnot.
Oh, Fisherman's Friend, yeah. We've had that.
Oh, I remember that stuff. Yeah. I would take those because, like, when you got a cold in New England, it was always really, really bad. I knew it sounded like this after 2 days. You got that mojo voice in no time. It's like, what are you going to do tonight? I'm going to get down to the blues hall and we're going to imitate Howlin' Wolf, Because you would just get so fried,
clutching my chest.
And Fishman's was pretty anesthetic, so it was a pretty good idea. I also remember Ricola were very good because they were very herbal and they felt like you were taking medicine. You felt you were taking natural medicine.
I've had a few Ricola today.
Yeah, I've had a few Ricolas.
But since I can't taste anything.
Now, the ones that we have are sort of like the variation with lemon and echinacea, and I think it's not doing anything at all to reduce the length of this thing, but it makes the throat feel much, much better. That's true.
Yes. Well, the one thing I am feeling is hot. We had some leftover chili for lunch, and we have some habanero salsa we bought, and I felt that burning in my throat. I couldn't taste it, but I wanted it. I wanted that burn.
One of the burn. The burn is good.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you get that one on the throat there, a lot of hot ginger. Good idea. Really good idea. That makes things happen. The whole classic honey lemon ginger tea thing for this. It works for a reason, It's always good. And if you want to throw a shot of brandy in there, yeah, well, that's not going to hurt.
Oh, let's see. We have some reactions. I can see some people. Doug, Peter, Dennis, Barbara. Hello, you all.
Thank you. Yep.
And satellite.
Yeah. If we get to the point where this thing really starts tickling me, then I'm probably gonna have to put an end to this. But
Harold says Lisa was once sounding a little rough and said she sounds like she should be laying on a lounge piano and singing. Yeah, exactly.
It's 2:45. Oh. There's no one on the joint except you and me.
Satellite saying I bought one of those little airplane bottles of vodka the other day because I needed it to make orgeat out of avocado pits. I did it and it turned out great. Oh my god! Okay.
Orgeat from avocado pits.
Getting ready for tiki drinks. Yeah, good.
You know, it's funny you should mention that. We just ran out of orgeat like last week, and I've had the bottle sitting there to force me to do something with it. And was it this morning? Yeah, this morning I got up really early and I set everything up and I made orgeat. So now I'm making a syrup. I'm not actually infusing anything. I'm just using extracts to make the flavor, and it works fine. But we actually found we already.
That's the exact song she started singing.
That's so funny. Well, it's a classic, you know. And when your voice really gets that, like, 2-pack a day sound to it, what are you gonna do? I gotta use that.
Tom Waits.
That's what we're talking about.
It's like Tom Waits. Voice reminds me of Glendora. Oh, okay. Yeah.
You load 16 shells from a 30-06.
Oh, it's funny. Almonds are expensive, and they had pits all ready to use. I love it.
Almonds are expensive for good reason. We found some pretty good prices on those, but I've just been using the extract to make the orgeat because it's reasonable enough, and sometimes you can find that brand over at Home Goods for like a half price. So you just got to look really fast for such.
Oh, things. For the almond extract.
Yeah. There's a really good brand that we use that comes in a pretty good quantity. Because if you go to the spice aisle, it comes in like this much. And it's a lot of money.
Well, we get it at King Arthur Flour too. But we're only there a couple of times a year. So
at King Arthur, I'll spend the money. It's fine. I mean, the stuff they got on the shelf is like, wow, this is very inspirational. It's very good.
So this is very ironic. Last weekend, before I realized I was as sick as I am, I started making fire cider, and you can't see it, but it's on the back bar.
Infusing over there.
Yes.
Somewhere.
It's supposed to be super healthy.
Mm-hmm.
So
healthy as bleep.
Yes.
Yeah.
If what you're wearing was one of those egg textures I made. These.
Funny.
Yeah. Yeah. Fire cider. Supposed to be so good for you. If only I'd learned about this a month earlier.
Like a month or two earlier.
Yes.
But what's in it anyway?
Okay. You chop up garlic, onion, turmeric, ginger. They call for an orange, but I had little oranges, so I used 3.
Yeah.
Half a lemon, parsley, rosemary, thyme.
No sage.
Peppercorns.
Yeah, a lot of.
And then you put it in an airtight jar, and then you fill the jar with apple cider vinegar, and you let it steep for 3 to 6 weeks.
Infuse all that, and the acidity leaches out some flavor, and it's got all this hot stuff.
Ooh, better than store-bought orgeat. I love it.
Oh, hello. That's good. That's really great to know.
Yeah, so we bought some. It's really expensive if you don't make it yourself. That, speaking of airplane bottles.
Sample size.
This little bottle was like
$7.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see it right there.
$6. $6.
Enough.
But a full-size bottle was $30. I'm like, no. So
I will tell you, in terms of the health shot.
Hi, Zav. Good to see you.
It feels like something's going on because you get a lot of burn out of it, and it's got the acidity. You really need to dilute it a bit to use the stuff.
But enjoying a fire cider in the spa right now.
There are those who swear by that apple cider vinegar every day. I think it's like a tablespoon in a glass of water. You really have to dilute the stuff before you use.
Lisa made 7 Thieves vinegar, which is supposedly the vinegar grave robbers would use. Oh my god!
For what?
What do you do? How do you make that?
Yeah, interesting. What do you put in that vinegar?
I'm
And
very
what did the
curious.
grave robbers use it for? When you think about the substances people have used for various things, look into the history of leather industry, tanning. I don't need to go any further than that. The materials used are pretty icky. They do the job because they are all like offering up ammonia compounds. But yeah.
I'm thinking.
Woo, baby.
Oh. This talk of grave robbing is making me think of the film Poor Things. Has anyone seen that?
Everybody's seen this by now. One of the awards.
I loved it.
I enjoyed it quite a bit. I thought that it really had.
Oh, Distinguished Spirits. Okay. Thank you. We will look for that.
Okay. So we'll take a look.
Dime says I'm drinking Bragg's apple cider vinegar right now. Okay, that's what I used. Bragg's.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, and then when you. I love Poor Things too. Yeah, I love that film. It's so good.
It's very well done, and it's based on a book from I think a Scottish author, so it's probably well worth seeking out for all you book club folks.
But yeah, the grave robbers made me think of that.
Man. You know, installing the brains.
So anyway, when you in 3 to 6 weeks, when you strain all this stuff out of your vinegar, you're supposed to sweeten it with honey.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, because it is a very acidic hit if you take it straight. There are those who would like that, but there are those who will drink wheatgrass juice. Oh, it's so good for you. Wow.
See, I like a healthy shot.
We've actually had like that green juice from V8 is very good. It's full of veggies. It's very good for you. And you were making celery juice from celery because we have I could do it. The juicing attachment to the Kitsch-en is very good. We found a good price on a clone.
Honey is a natural bactericide.
Yeah.
Yes, we got some local honey, and we've been doing like a spoonful of it a day.
Which is apparently good for your immunity, your allergies, because
make a wheatgrass cocktail with it. Exactly.
What you're getting is all the pollen from all the local flowers, so that should actually kick up your body's defenses. And I think I don't know. I've heard anecdotal evidence that's a good idea. I use honey every day, so I might as well use some of that. That's fine. Wheatgrass cocktail. I could try that, and I've worked with much worse, much worse. In terms of like vegetal things to put in cocktails, there's always celery bitters.
Peter likes a wheatgrass shot. See?
Oh, he does.
I'm not against a wheatgrass shot. He's not a fan.
I'm not opposed. I'm just not going to take one.
Hi, Gettysburg ma'am.
People do it. Whatever, it's good for you.
Gettysburg ma'am is here, everyone. People were asking about you and hoping you were okay.
Yes, so, exactly. I'm glad.
Oh, thank you. Gettysburg ma'am. I feel like I'm dying right now, but
the throat is definitely feeling it. And as I've said, I'm at that point where it's about time for me to repair to the blues club and do some Howlin' Wolf songs because I've got that voice.
And I'm trying to convince myself it's okay to not go into the city on Friday.
Yeah, it's okay. You're going to be here. I'm telling you.
Licorice root chewables. Oh, okay.
Licorice root. Oh, yeah. I remember seeing, that was a real popular thing about 30 years ago in the big city. You'd see guys walking around chewing on a stick. And it's like, what the hell's with the twig? One day I just asked the guy, what is that? And he's like, licorice root. Oh, okay, that made sense. And then I suddenly started seeing the vendors on the street who were selling all this stuff. Incense and all the roots and things like that. So
Gettysburg man was helping her daughter study for finals. Gotcha.
Gotcha. Very important.
So
hit the books.
Those of you on Patreon might have seen I shared a recipe for something called pink moon milk the other day, which is supposed to help you sleep. And I feel like it did help me sleep.
Okay,
honestly, it was.
I need help.
Paul, you can pull up Captain Beefheart. Oh,
hi,
Daniel. Good to see you.
Thank you, sir.
So, pink moon juice, milk, pink moon milk. It's the recipe recommended oat milk because it doesn't separate when you heat it.
Mm-hmm. Unlike almond, which tends to.
Right, yeah, because this was a vegan recipe. You could do it with regular milk too.
Do it with milk.
It was
if you like.
The oat milk, tart cherry juice, ashwagandha powder.
Ashwagandha. That's why we had to head to the local South Asian products emporium, and you found it.
I did find it. Yeah, I was very excited, and honey. Or maple syrup. My brain is not firing today.
Oh, I'm telling you.
It's
I hear you. I hear you.
It's like, has anyone here watched the show Scandal? It's like I'm binging through Scandal, the TV show, and the president. Well, spoiler alert. In like season 2, the president gets shot, but he lives. But then, like for a while, like he'll be in the middle of a sentence, like giving a speech, and he'll just be
like an app.
And that's how I feel tonight.
I feel that way sometimes during a broadcast when I'm trying to pull up some piece of information. People will comment on the stuff I can pull out of the brain. I'm thinking about this stuff I cannot, and that's why I keep That's why I keep doing like word puzzles and whatnot. Keep the noggin engaged.
Definitely ready for summer.
Engaged.
You know, yesterday was so beautiful here. It was 75 degrees. Like you could be out in the sun and feel like, oh, I'm burning this out of myself.
Yep.
And then of course today's rainy.
Yeah, well, yeah. Rah, 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 rah. That's it. But I tell you, it's cleanup week around here, and they picked up some of our crap. So yeah, that's good.
Yeah, the once a year when you can put out anything you want.
Well, your big garbage.
For the trash, we put out a bunch of old fence sections, and they took them. So yeah,
they were pretty rotten, and they really were destined for
Madam Secretary.
The bonfire.
I've done a scene from Madam Secretary. Yep. Yes,
they were destined for the bonfire, and we never got to it. So it's like, okay, fine, go to the dump.
Oh boy, Errol says I remember harvesting oats when I was younger. After about 2 days, the combine windows looked like they were tinted. Some kind of mold on the windows.
Ooh.
I feel like that's like New Jersey Transit.
Those trains tend to look like that. It's very true. And I'm suspecting that like that mold grows naturally in the oats there. So then it will end up like hitting the windows. Yeah, boy, probably like hitting your allergies pretty hard.
Gettysburg, man. Yeah, this is definitely a virus at this point. I thought it was allergies. And no, I'm sick as a dog. And yeah, it's really bad. I was saying earlier that before we went live, I was like, I feel a little dizzy. So I Google it, which of course, never Google your symptoms. And it was like pneumonia. And I was like, no, I'm sorry. I do not have time to have pneumonia.
I have yours.
I do not have time to have pneumonia. So
that's the thing.
Errol says, I think so.
Bingo. So yeah, this is definitely some kind of virus, and I'm just thinking head cold. But it's like that when I get a head cold these days, it's like I'm thrown flat. Oh. It's really, really bad. It's as if
geez, Gettysburg, ma'am.
The flu. So.
Gettysburg, ma'am had a brutal sinus infection about 3 weeks ago where I had dizziness. Lasted about a week. Oh.
Yeah.
So I
messing with the inner ear.
Yeah, I rescheduled the appointment I had tomorrow. I rescheduled it for Monday, but I cannot keep rescheduling this forever. So I need to
take some of that juice, please.
Well, the orange juice or the cherry?
Cherry. I'm refilling on the cherry. I'll do my Robitussin straight.
This is not cool. This is not cool.
But this cherry juice is very good.
Oh yeah, I don't mean that.
Yeah. No, I didn't take that. Didn't take that way. You can definitely hear that it's been working on me for some days, and the voice is, as a matter of fact, about half an octave lower than usual, which is always fun.
Last week was literally insane in our lives, and I was just like, had a couple of auditions I needed to bang out, and we went to a Broadway show, and then after the show, we were both so tired. I'm like, I don't think I can make it home.
Man.
Because we would have gotten home at like 3:30 in the morning because the train
show ran long.
So long. Yeah, the show was 3 hours, and the
trains run out.
And then we had like almost a 2-hour wait until the train. I'm like,
that gap at the end of the day is really, really rough.
So we just went to a hotel, but like the show was packed. The breakfast room at the hotel was packed. We were around so many people last week that
So it came from one of those things.
Hi, Jenny. Thank you.
Hey, Jenny.
Good to see you.
Oh, I appreciate that. I really do. I tell you, I don't wish this on anybody. And if you're suffering from one thing or another, oh, man.
Hi, Chris. Good to see you.
I got to tell you.
Gettysburg man says, last 2 times I've seen my doctor for cold symptoms. He says, there's nothing we can do for you. You just have to let it run its course. That's what I figured. Yeah, I paid $220 for him to say that. Yeah. That was like the time I went to urgent care. I've told the story a million times, but Paul was out, and when he got home, I'm like, I'm like seeing stars. It was so crazy. And like my head hurt so bad. I was just like, a bullet in my brain would have just been like a blessing at that moment. So he took me to urgent care, and I waited and I waited for like 3 hours, and the urgent care was on the 3rd floor. And I finally got to a point where I'm like, if they don't see me soon, I'm jumping out that window because I could not even. And the doctor was just like, oh, I think you're dehydrated. And he gave me some children's Motrin. I found out later it was a migraine. I'm like, okay, I diagnosed that from Google, but thanks for the Motrin.
You know, I think they rotate these guys in to the urgent care from the regular hospital.
Oh, Jenny gives me a good shot of gin.
Ah,
that's a good one.
They rotate these guys in from the regular hospital because they have to do their duty. And they go and they do it, and they're probably on for 24 hours. So they're just out of their minds at that point. Good that they're there, and there are times that I've used it, and sometimes they don't really tell me too much, but sometimes
my arm hurts when I move it
X-rays and say it isn't broken.
So don't move it that way.
Yeah, really. Hey doc, it hurts when I do this. You know. It's a classic.
Any more cold medicine?
It's a classic. Yeah, I'm out. I'm working with the straight cherry as Robitussin. It's
I
not the right color.
Can't taste anything. So
now I'm getting really froggy. Pretty true.
I had an orthodontist that had a sign on the window that said, "Please open window before jumping."
It's not that bad.
I probably would have been banging on the window. Let me out.
I tell you, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. It's never that bad.
No, it was pretty bad.
Dental pain, of course, is among the worst because it's pretty bad.
Oh, well, the migraine was horrible. And it was blue raspberry children's Motrin. He just like gave me a shot of it.
And you're like, wow, that was horrible.
Well, that was like having a shot of pucker.
Yeah. Having a shot of like, what's that? It's having a shot of Fun Dip, you know? Oh, blue raspberry Fun Dip.
But I feel like Fun Dip is fun.
Well, by its nature, it's fun. It's extremely sweet and tart.
So windows are expensive to replace. Amen.
Yeah, right.
Lisa. Amen.
I'm telling you. Bingo.
During the pandemic, we got all new windows on this floor. And I'm like, yeah, a lot of money. But it was worth it.
It's the good stuff. And the fact is, you actually found out from somebody later who was listening to your symptoms saying, sounds like aura.
Yeah.
Yeah, the visual disturbances.
Yeah, it was a migraine aura.
And I've actually gotten that myself.
Yeah.
Usually, sometimes in very unusual circumstances, it just kind of comes on and then it goes.
And apparently migraines just, you're like, you know what? Fine, kill me.
Yep.
Because
when I've gotten it, it hasn't been pain. It's just been the visual.
Do we have an ounce of lemon juice here?
We do.
My next one calls for an ounce of lemon juice.
Yeah, you should be fine.
So, for my next
anyway.
Pill.
My next poison pill.
I'm not going to take poison.
I'm not taking poison.
Well, he was an orthodontist, unless he's saving up for a yacht. Oh, the urgent care. They have Food Network at the urgent care.
I'm trying to think.
It could be so much worse. That's fine.
When you were in for a procedure, was it in January? I was in the room waiting for you, and no one was in that room, and the TV was
Chris
really.
Had the aura the other day.
Oh wow!
Oh, it's my sympathies. Yeah. Hi, Johnny. Good to see you.
Hey, Johnny. So good. So when I was waiting for you in the room there, like I was alone, and the TV was loud and annoying, and I said, "Here's a remote. Turn off."
Oh yeah, you went and turned it off.
I just muted it, and I'm like, "Yeah, we'll just let that ride." And people came in, and I didn't even think anything of it. It's like if you want to hear the TV, boom.
They're in the hospital. They're not there to watch basic cable.
So that's the thing to do. For the most part. Sometimes you just like hit mute and see who notices. That's the kicker.
Yeah, the dentist plays. Pardon me.
What does dentist play?
The dentist plays HGTV.
Yeah, and our hairdresser. Have the same plays.
They usually play HGTV.
Yeah, HGTV too. Yeah, they're doing like home improvement shows.
But I was watching. I just remember one time I was getting my hair done, and there was a show on HGTV, one of those renovation shows, and they took the coolest aqua stove out of this kitchen, but they left it in the driveway for the entire renovation. And I was like, they're going to put it back. Because you couldn't hear it. You can only see it. Like, they're going to put it back. They're going to put it back. They're going to put it back. they got rid of it. They were just like, ha ha ha, look at that stupid thing. I'm like, I hate you and I hate this show.
But I'll take that off your hands.
If you're in the hospital, demand premium cable. Amen, Amy.
Damn it. Good HBO in here? Come on, guys.
Oh,
Showtime anyway.
My daughter was diagnosed with ice prick migraines last year. She's on meds for it. The one will creep down on her from time to time. Oh, God. Oh, that's horrible. Gettysburg. Man, that's terrible. Man. For the IV cocktail. Oh.
Yeah, I don't think you need to describe the exact symptoms. The name itself tells me what's going on there.
Lisa gets ophthalmic migraines. Oh.
Here we go. See, here comes the pain. Yeah.
If you're in the hospital, demand premium cable.
Yeah.
Well, especially because of what they billed me. Oh, my God.
Still paying. Yeah.
And insurance covered like 90% of it. And I got the bill and I was just like, boing.
Holy guacamole.
What?
Wow. Yep. So obviously insurance is very good with certain things and they're like, no problem. Just paying it.
Well, I can't imagine if you getting presented with a bill like that if you were uninsured. You'd just be like, okay, well, I'm just going to die.
I guess that is not going to happen.
Nothing else you could do. Okay.
That ain't going to happen.
So I'm going to make something. Oh, ice pick migraines are concentrated migraines in one spot that literally feel like an ice pick. It's brutal. Oh my God, that's awful.
Wow.
That is awful.
Yeah, this is a real thing. It's really, really heavy, and I've known multiple people who have really suffered from that. I have.
Are you still good?
I'm still good for the moment.
Okay.
Yeah, I got to think about it, but I have managed to avoid that, and I will continue to do so.
Okay.
I do get the aura without the pain. It's weird, it'll come on like that, and it just
a Motrin
interferes with the vision for about half an hour, and then you're done.
I do remember having the thought, like when it was all over, I couldn't eat before it, obviously. But when it was over, they're like, oh, would you like a buttered roll? And I'm like, yeah, that'd be great. And then Paul came in to see me and asked him if he wanted a buttered roll. And it did cross my mind, like, how much is this buttered roll going to be? Like $30?
I took the roll. You know what? I was a little hungry.
Oh, Peter says the last time I had to stay at the hospital, I did see the Poseidon Adventure. That's an upside.
No, there's a positive thing, you know.
Good night, Arcade. Good
night,
to
Arc.
see you.
So good to see you. It's marvelous. Glad you joined us more.
I'm calling this one Purple Pill 2 because I've made Purple Pill in the past.
Now it's time for number 2.
It was alliterative. What did I do? Oh, okay. It's over there.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I can use some more. I'm reusing, since I can't taste anything, I'm reusing this.
You're just going to reuse the ice?
No. Well, remember a Cookie Monster diagnosing Ernie with cucamongophobia. The cost for the diagnosis, 1 cookie. I like that. Okay, so Purple Pill 2. Purple Pill 1 involved vodka. This one involves tequila.
And you should have just
2 ounces.
Enough. And you're pretty close.
Wow, look at that. It's perfect. And I killed the bottle.
Killed it. It was getting low. It had to be done.
Now we need tequila.
Oh, yeah. Well, we can. And after all, we can get that tequila or our usual. Our usual suspect is an excellent
our friend brought us this.
Yeah, as a matter of fact.
So. Oh, I can't reach my other ingredients, though.
Well, you know what? I got to refresh your ice anyway.
I need the blue curacao and the Campari.
Okay.
Tequila. Yeah. I don't want to. My big thing is I don't want to fall asleep on the sofa because this sofa is like a torture rack for sleeping.
Uncomfy.
Okay. I love it. It fits the room, but dang, it's uncomfortable. Okay, so that was 2 ounces of tequila. We're going to do 1/2 ounce blue curacao. Man, we're running out of all kinds of things, aren't we? And 1/2 ounce Campari, which will both help the purpleness and bitter it up. Oh, Peter says, I remember watching Poseidon. Oh, hi, Tom. Good to see you. Remember watching Poseidon Adventure when I was a wee lad. I did have a crush on Pamela Sue Martin. Nancy Drew. Okay, so 1/2 ounce blue curacao, 1/2 ounce Campari. Yep, look at that. It's turning purple. And 1 ounce fresh lemon juice. I hope we have 1 ounce here.
Hope so too. You should. You should be good.
Oh, I'm good. Oh, except I killed it.
Killed it? Okay.
Yeah. So if you need orange juice for anything else, we need more.
All right. You get this guy.
Okay, thank you. Purple pill 2, electric boogaloo.
Seriously?
Okay. With all this mixology going on, I simply can't help but pour another Cavassier. Go for it! Do it! Always makes me think of my dad. You have to say, being sick, like I've just been doing like straight bourbon because it's like I just need the medicine, you know. Uh-oh. I dripped.
I dripped
on our Christopher Knight mid-century modern love sofa. Okay. It is, I called it purple pill, but it's really just kind of dark blue pill.
Dark blue pill.
I could tell that would be really good if I could taste it. All right, now I need to get the drip off the sofa because orange, orange, orange is the color of our love seat. Does anyone get that reference? Okay. Got it. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
I've decided it will be fine.
Oh, it'll be fine.
Oh, I'm down to ginger beer and bitters, pretending like it's a real cocktail. Oh, not Peter's sofa. It is Peter's sofa. I'm back to really, really wanting to do the addition on our house.
Yeah. Definitely wanted.
We really wanted to do this during the pandemic, and then of course, like building materials went insane.
Yeah.
Can I help you?
I was just wondering what I'm making next.
Oh, that's up to you.
Before I sit down.
You could do any of these.
Let's see. And there was that guy. There's that guy. And the two on top we've already done, right?
Yeah, but you could do it again if you want.
That's okay. Let me take a look at again at this one. Okay, I was thinking I might not do that, but I might just do that.
Okay, do you?
Okay. Uh-huh. All right. Limit. All right. Got it.
All right. Got that straightened out.
Got to straighten out these things. I'm telling you.
Shaking always brings a smile. Yes, it
yes.
does. I agree. Josie is tearing up her box. I love it. I want to tear up a box.
That's a productive bird right there.
So I really did not want to move today, so I watched another episode of Scandal because I'm binging it. Mm-hmm. And May December. Has anyone watched May December? Yeah, on Netflix. It's inspired by a true story. It's not the true story, but it was suggested by it. That bird's a wino. Ooh, I was drinking. Daniel says I was drinking Pinot Grigio with frozen peaches. That sounds really good. Yeah. I'm gonna have to try that. Mm-hmm. So I was going to do a peach thingy for the eclipse and share it, and then we got sick and that went to hell. But I will share it at some point. Yeah. Are you just mixing over there?
Yep, might as well. I think that's everything that I need to put in there, but I need to float. I'm taking a look.
Josie just flew out of her box, pooped, and said, "Good," "Good baby." I
have defecated.
That reminds me of the time, I don't know, 6 months ago or so. I was leaving very early in the morning, and there was I don't know what you call a gang of deer in our lawn.
A gaggle?
Our front yard. No, that's geese.
Oh, truth.
There were a bunch of deer. I want to say a family, but I don't know if they were related.
They were.
In our lawn. And I just didn't want them to run in front of my car. So I'm just looking at it. I like made eye contact with one and I'm like, I see you. Do not run in front of my car. And it just looked deep into my eyes and just started to pee. I was like, okay, you're rude.
I need you. Right.
Okay, you're rude.
There we go.
Good baby. I love it.
Hey.
I always feel like Sandy and Tootsie. Will he be back? Hi, Mike. The Middletown flu. I don't know what this. The Middletown pneumonia. Ugh. If they were crows, it would be a murder. We do get murders of crows. We get a lot of crows here.
We get murder crows. One product that we use frequently from around here is something we found in the local Latin market, and this is ginger flavoring. It's basically a ginger extract, and it's pretty cheap at the market. It's used to punch up that. If you're not going to grate a whole ton of ginger, it's a good way to go. And you can throw it into some cocktails, and it really kicks up that ginger. I think Dennis wants to be interested in a bottle of this.
Do me P Fasolati do.
Do me P.
Oh, yeah, we get, especially in the fall, we get tons of crows, but we get just a lot of birds in general. And there's in fall, we'll literally get hundreds in our yard at a time. I would say, what is this, Bodega Bay?
Yeah, really.
Hey, get off my expensive phone, please.
Is it?
Thank you.
It is not Bodega Bay. They are looking for carrion.
I always hope there's no carrion on my lawn.
I hope so. That's not really where I want to head.
So we're doing a bottle of Canton. That's good
Excellent.
stuff.
Excellent.
Yeah.
It's really good stuff. I'm just using the Putney Spirits ginger, which is excellent. And
From Vermont.
And then, of course, Brooklyn gives you, why am I spacing it right now?
Which one? Oh, Barrows.
Barrows Intense is made with two kinds of ginger. They infuse. It's really hot. It's really, really super good.
Oh, Peter says, okay, I have a confession. For Peter's confession.
I will take a cocktail glass, please.
Over on Facebook, Peter says, okay, I have a confession. I have watched X-Men 97 on Disney Plus, and I am hooked. Okay, good. I've been working my way through Scandal. I don't judge anyone.
You know, these things are what they are.
Mike says, I remember seeing deer in one of your neighbor's yards a few years back. Oh, yeah. There was... Before this house got flipped on the other side of us, I don't know what was on their deck, but there was one deer in particular who would come over during the day. Usually they come out in the evening, but like this one would come over during the day. And you would just see it like licking the deck like a dog. It was just yeah.
I'm suspecting it was a salt thing. Okay.
Oh.
We're going to do this business with the lemon peel here.
What game was played on? Oh wait, our cat Walter will make a beeline for a glass of wine if left unattended. It's like Glendora's cat.
Yeah. There you go. Wait a minute. What is this? Oh. What is this? Okay.
Okay. Getty's right here. My daughter had a game night with her girlfriends on campus last night, and when I dropped her off, I saw two geese on campus and a possum chilling in a tree. It's a zoo on campus, literally. So our train station, there are a bunch of geese who just hang out there this time of year.
No, that's a gaggle.
They just, and they sit there in the middle of the parking lot. They just sit on their butts in the parking lot. It's hilarious, actually.
They sit there and they poop. This is what they do. In the parking lot.
And they don't come after you, because when we lived in New Rochelle, there were like nasty, angry geese who would like chase you.
Geese are nasty and angry. It's very cool.
Oh, the Canton? Dennis I got turned on to that at Mad 46's Tiki Tuesdays back quite a few years ago. They used to top Mai Tais with it. Never tasted quite the same at home. Interesting. Okay.
I have absolutely used ginger in a Mai Tai in place of the orange, and I think it's a really good idea. And what we've been doing frequently, since we'll sometimes have a few fingers left over, make your Mai Tai, whichever way you like it. I like to throw some bitters on top. People think it's weird, but I'm like, give it a try. And then like I'll top it with some fizz, and the fizz I'll use as some bubbly. Top with some Prosecco.
I know people are like, that's terrible. You can't do that. It's like, don't knock it till you tried it.
Did Trader Vic actually call and say my lawyers? No, he didn't. So, but try it, like make your Mai Tai, top it with some Prosecco. Oh, it's just a little bit.
I need my thingy back.
Not exactly a Mai Tai 75, although I've done that too. So
I called this purple pill too, but I think I need to call it deep blue pill.
Deep blue pill.
It's more of a deep blue pill.
Little pills, little yellow pills.
Mm. Gettysburg Ma'am says, I had a photo shoot near a pond years ago. I got attacked by a gaggle of like 10 geese who did not want us near that pond. Yes, this was by a pond. It was the pond by our library in New Rochelle.
Yeah, very possessive.
Oh my God. It's like, I'm just trying to go to the library.
We get the pond that's up near where they blow off fireworks in town right now. Mm. There are geese through there, and they're very nasty too. Very possessive.
It's like,
you don't own this.
I mean, I was just trying to. Well, there was one time in particular that was really terrifying. We were trying to vote. Like I think we were voting on the library, like whether or not to get rid of the library. And I'm like, you get rid of this library over my dead body. So like I waited in that line to vote. But
they weren't getting rid of it.
They can be mean.
They weren't getting rid of it. They were voting on whether to continue to approve the increase in funding, which people voted down.
Okay.
So the library had to struggle on with what it had.
People are stupid.
Well, in New Rock, I can kind of see, like, where that vote was coming from. I can't see
why. I remember someone saying at the time, it's like, well, just buy books. I'm like, spoken by like a bunch of rich people. Yeah, don't check books out of the library, just buy them. It's like, okay.
Yeah, that's good. That library was good for a lot of things. They had good programs. They had a good thrift store. They had like a lot of great stuff that you would just take a look on their sale table. That it was just like, oh, that's cool. And it was like 2 or 3 floors. It was pretty mod place, and it was just full of great resources. And this is what a public library is all about. I support our local, absolutely. Our local is in the former train station. It's really cool looking.
I love mutts.
Yeah, well, mutts are
2 rescues. Walter looks like a grumpy rag doll.
Oh yeah,
I love that.
Well, the Mutleys out there are very affectionate, and they're very appreciative to be rescued. So I understand that. We know somebody who rescues cats and gets them off the street.
Oh yeah, my aunt always had a lot of. My aunt was a flight attendant for Continental for many, many years, and she always had amaretto. Like I think she was just grabbing little bottles off the plane because she had tons of amaretto.
Those little airplane bottles. I think it was just the surplus of. And it's fun to have around,
Oh, Peter misses the Thrall Library. I go in there occasionally.
Yeah. Their bookstore is still excellent and just still stuffed. It's really,
their name is Harvey.
It's really, really curated, and the standard library is crammed with what you need. It really is what you need.
Ugh. I feel like people who go in the library looking for material, it's like they're trying to be educated. Oh my God, let's help them be educated.
The free public library is just a novelty of the late 19th century, which I think is very supportable. And if I'm going to spend any of my surplus tax dollars, etc., it's like put it in the library.
Yeah.
There are so many other things we could spend money on that we're already spending money on that you question. But libraries, I don't question that.
Well, we have a friend who manages as Peter said, the Thrall Library bookstore.
Yeah.
Our friend is the manager of it. Yeah. That place is always packed, by the way.
And he curates that.
It's only open a couple of days a week.
Puts out some really great stuff, and stuff sells, and all of those proceeds just go directly towards the library. And I think it's a great idea,
Eric says, I found my new favorite books at the library. See?
Yeah.
Gettysburg Ma'am says, I like the archives, digging around in those dusty rooms with old newspapers that I would... Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's like Lincoln Center. Like
they are really crammed.
Some of the things you have to make an appointment to like go in and like watch. I've watched a couple of Broadway shows there, like that had already closed. But and you have to like check all of your stuff with the coat check guy. You can't bring in your bag. You can't bring in anything, basically.
So much for eyeglasses.
But you can bring in your glasses.
I'm sorry, sir.
That's and okay. I brought my wallet, like, But yeah, it's crazy.
They have specific rules for a reason. I understand. But I used to go into the music section.
Yeah, they do. Ours has classes, Lisa. Yeah, they do.
There's things offered. When we were actually living in city, I would go into the music version of the Lincoln Center Library is the Rogers and Hammerstein Library of Recorded Sound, and that collection was huge.
But is that also at Lincoln Center?
Yes, it is.
Because I've been in there. Yeah,
it's right there. And they were great. You could really look up all sorts of stuff. Way before internet-based stuff, you could look up all sorts of stuff.
Oh yeah, looking at old articles. Yeah, totally. Amy says my father used to work in the rare books room at the Boston Public Library when he was in school. Oh, cool. I love it.
So Amy, and I actually shared this with a few people here, that one thing I discovered from Mike Shelley's links on his site on WFMU is that Boston Public has been archiving all of their record collection. Their record collection is vast. I think it is something like 250,000 things. And they have managed to get through something like 60,000 items. And those are available online from archive.org. And you can I can get to the link, and you can go and check out a ton of stuff. And it's not like you're going to find like Doors albums. I mean, anything that's seriously in copyright is a problem. But there's a huge amount of stuff that's like really pretty shaky in terms of its current status. Ooh. And they put it up, and you can just listen to all this stuff streaming. So there's a lot of fun stuff.
Dime says the Michigan City, Indiana music section has loads of jazz box sets. When I lived there, my CD burner got a good workout. Just saying.
I'm just saying.
Hi, Eric Tiki. Good to see you.
Eric.
Oh my gosh. The summer is longer and the plants are in bloom longer. The wife and I are longtime allergy sufferers. Allergies. By the way, you might have noticed I can't read this evening. Yeah, allergy sufferers. Clergy sufferers, though, that would be funny.
Well, there's many who are clergy sufferers.
I have a sinus structure problem, which makes it even worse. I've wondered about that because I remember someone whose workout videos I do was saying that she had sinus surgery because she slept like her boyfriend told her she looked like roadkill when she slept. And I'm like, I do that. Like in the middle of the night, I'm like,
I know.
Oh, I love that everyone's using the library. That makes that does my heart good. I wanted to go to the library on Friday, and now I'm probably staying home.
Yeah, well, these things happen too. But the fact is, I would have suspected that because I believe this is a very literate crowd.
Deviated septum. Yep, Eric.
Oh yeah,
that's
right. That's it.
Probably right.
Yeah, that's a common thing. I mean, my mother suffered from that, and that actually she had it corrected, as a matter of fact, much later in life. And I had a friend who actually had that, and like they do the procedure, and then they have a couple of black eyes. It's really it's horrible.
Well, there's something to look forward to.
Yeah, lovely, you know.
Hi, Pepper Tree. Good to see you. Yay.
Hey.
Gettysburg Ma'am says I have a 1963 edition of the 100th anniversary of the Battle of Gettysburg from the Gettysburg Times. It's so brittle and yellow that I can't even flip through it. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Newsprint is really rough stuff. You're literally better off with older newspapers printed on ragstock.
Lisa, the microfiche.
Fiche. Yep.
That's even a line on Scandal because I'm binging Scandal, so everything's like a Scandal reference to me lately. But they were sitting there like trying to find some old article, and they were like making a remark about being at the microfiche machine.
Now, of course, anybody who can tell the difference between microfilm and microfiche. I don't know why fiche was fiche, but it was like these little index cards. It was index cards that were made of the clear acetate, and they had the micro on them. And film was actually a strip of 35 millimeter film. And I've spent a lot of time looking through microfilm myself.
Did one have like sprockets?
Yeah, microfilm has sprockets.
Okay, I remember that.
It's 35 millimeter film.
I remember that.
That's all it is.
Yep.
It was a big innovation in the 40s to archive stuff, and then of course libraries started throwing away their old
microfilm versus microfiche.
Yes.
I did.
Fiche is like the size of an index card, and it's a clear thing because it is
Peter.
also tiny print.
Peter, if you do that, you got to let us know and we'll go with you. Peter says, I almost stopped into Nelson's bar after going to the thrall, but I chickened out. That place looks divey.
Yeah, no, it doesn't look divey.
So if you do it,
it doesn't just look divey.
If you do it, let us know and we'll go.
So Peter, if you ever want to be adventurous, it's good for us to go in there and ask for a light.
Hi, Robert. Good to see you. Safety in numbers, Peter.
Yeah, seriously. Bing, bing, bing. But
the micro. Oh my gosh, time worked for Sears in the 80s. Had to use the microfiche to order parts for customers. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, I hear that because hilarious. You see exploded part diagrams, and I think Errol on this broadcast right now would be like, "Oh yeah," it's like looking at schematics. I was taking a look at a schematic earlier because exactly. I was doubting myself as to what I had drawn out.
Now was the time on sprockets when we dance. Sprockets.
But yeah, I had to take a look at a schematic again to say, did I draw this correctly? And I'm taking a look. I'm like, yeah. And then while I was working on this particular unit, like something broke. And I was like, where did it come from? So I traced it back and I took a look and I said, this is probably it.
Oh my
And I confirmed it and I'm like, that's it. Soldered it back in.
I got to read this for the benefit of people on Facebook who can't see this. Getty's program says, in other news, my friend's daughter is having a baby in August and she asked me to make vintage pettifour cakes for her shower in June. Her shower is 50s themed. Oh, that's so cute. I love that.
I frequently name check the pettifours because all I can think of is the Odd Couple because they have game night, and it's like, what would you like, fellas? Like, I'll have some of those pettifours, Felix. You know.
What is it, like a 3-minute egg and some pettifours?
Two 3-minute eggs and a couple of those pettifours.
Yep.
So I've always wanted to take that to the game day that I visit, and I've never found the pettifours. Finally, you found the boxed pettifours that I could buy.
I did.
I think Entenmann's does. And I'm like, that's it!
I don't think it's Entenmann's, but it's something like that.
It's Entenmann's.
Is it?
Yes, it is.
I love that, though.
That's awesome. It's a very vintage thing. The fact that you would like make these tiny little cakes and frost them, that's very cool. And it's a very Odd Couple thing that like Felix would have the pettifours.
Eric is saying, and then they found the part that would disappear into the warehouse for what seemed like an hour.
Oh, jeez. Years ago.
Oh my God, Pepper Tree is near one of the remaining stairs. No way.
No way. Concord. Oh, wow.
The whole store is staffed with 6 people total to cover all shifts.
Oh,
it's like Joanne Fabrics.
That's craziness. Yeah, Joanne is like that.
I went in Joanne Fabrics yesterday. There were like 2 people staffing the entire store.
They're really down to the bone on these things. And you're working these people, man.
Yeah.
Well, I remember years ago. It's funny because I still do this, right?
Oh yeah, please post pics. Getty from me out. I want to see this. Yeah.
So I've been collecting, broken things for a long time, and years ago I found one of those like early 70s video recorders with the big reels of tape, 1/2-inch reels of black and white tape, and I remember I couldn't get it working, and I said whatever. So I actually found a reference to a joint in Greenwich Village. Around 1986, I go into the joint and I'm asking about this model of the machine, and I say I need the main drive belt. And the guy actually takes a look in microfiche and he's referencing, and he's like, he goes into the back for 20 minutes, comes back and says, "This is it, $8, I had a belt." And it still never worked, but whatever. I tried my best.
Oh, vintage dress, I love it. Oh,
because where I was coming from, there was nothing. You couldn't get anything.
Oh,
so the fact that you could find these joints in New York that had the part, you're like, that's it.
Pepper Tree's asking what I'm saying. I'm calling this the dark blue pill.
Yeah.
It has.
It looks like Vicks Formula 44.
2 ounces tequila. I used Espolón Reposado, 1/2 ounce blue curacao, 1/2 ounce Campari, and 1 ounce fresh lemon juice. Shake with ice and strain into a cocktail glass.
And
I can't taste anything, but I can feel it.
You can feel the burn.
I can feel the heft of it.
Feel the burn.
We might just move on to straight.
I am more or less having a penicillin, although we're kind of out of scotch, so I substituted. And you know what? It tastes really good right now.
I'm gonna burn it out. Being good hasn't worked.
No.
Being good has not worked.
No. I mean, it's not like you need to lay off the liquor when you're sick. You just need to lay off the heavy drinking.
Well, that's a good idea
And if you were heavy drinking in the first place,
you probably should lay off.
Probably off. But it's not like a bourbon stone sour is going to make your symptoms last longer. It's going to make you feel better in the meantime. So,
2 ounces NyQuil, 2 ounces cough syrup, and 2 ounces moonshine. That will cure all that ails you. Yes. Yeah, it does look like a NyQuil martini. There you go. I like that.
It's a sneezy.
Maybe I'll change the name.
Sneezy, coughing, expectorating, vomiting, so you can rest. Cold medicine. So.
If I was vomiting, I would not be drinking.
No, can't do it.
We got.
Just come up.
I swear to God, I feel like we sound like the sickliest people in the world. We're actually very healthy. But
generally speaking.
Was it last summer? We got norovirus.
Oh yeah, June.
Yeah, and
oh man,
that was horrible.
Picked that up from somewhere.
Yeah, it was not
whatever
drinking
the hell
when
that
we
was
had
going around.
Norovirus because that was so gross.
I was unable to keep water down. That's all you need to know. Wow.
No praise, porcelain pudding. Exactly. It's like, was it You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown? I was talking about, like, was there throwing up? Is there a lot of throwing up? Like,
is there a lot of throwing up?
I'm going to change the name to NyQuil.
The throwing of the up. What was the name?
It was Dark Blue Pill, but I changed it to NyQuil.
There you go. Yep.
Right.
NyQuil is a dark blue pill. Yeah, we don't need to supplicate to the porcelain. I've had enough of that within the past year. Twice I picked this up and I was, what the hell? Yeah. I was finally talking to the doctor about my acid blockers. I said, is this really affecting my ability to process this stuff? And he said, well, you can cut the dose in half. I'm like, then why don't I?
Why didn't anyone tell me?
Why didn't you tell me this like 10 years ago? So, I mean, I've been taking this massive dose of this stuff forever, and I don't suffer from GERD or anything, so it's kind of questionable as to why. Anyway, but I tell you, all this sick talk, sicky.
Well,
I will tell you, what makes you feel better is penicillin. You know, it's a good thing.
I was trying to get support for not going into the city on Friday.
Yeah.
It was a Sears repair center when they would sell maintenance agreements. Well, some guy came in with a window AC unit and fell out of a 2-story window and expected it to be covered. Oh no. Hopefully it didn't fall on anyone.
Yeah, there's a problem with that, sir.
Oh, jeez.
There's a problem here, sir. Yes.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, no.
No.
We got a new air purifier. We got to move it into the bedroom.
Oh, that's right. We were talking like recently about like purified air and found a unit and bought it, and finally just a couple days ago it arrived.
It's not a tumor.
And unwrapped the thing, let it rip, and I'm like, it's a little anticlimactic to let it go because it just kind of like it just does its job. But I will notice I moved it into the room next to us, and then I was cooking, and then the air quality indicator got really rough. Like, So obviously the air pollutants from the stovetop were getting into the air.
Another thing we need.
Yep.
I'm just going to put this out there live on YouTube and Facebook. A range hood.
Range hood is a good idea.
Because we do not have one. Which train line has a dining car? Amtrak does.
Yeah, none of the commuter lines do dining, as far as I know.
They used to have a bar car. Although, we stole a sign for one.
Commuter lines in the UK actually have snack carts. But in the States, I don't know, Betty, but there are bar cars on the New Haven line. You will not find them on any other Metro North line, including the line. I mean, my commute is 90 minutes. Suburban. There could be a bar car. So people just bring their own. I've done it. We've done it many times.
Gettysburg Ma'am, yes, I would love that. Our friend does the Easter bonnet every year, and she makes them and sells them. So hers are always super elaborate. It's just totally amazing.
Does that sound like Jane?
Jane Jubilee.
Oh,
yes.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Is she a genius of?
I have one of hers, which is Christmas. Yeah. So I would need another one for Easter, but she's committed.
Yeah.
Like she will get in an Uber and lay on her side so that
her headdress doesn't get messed up.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, she's hardcore.
Oh, you follow her? Good.
Oh,
she's the sweetest person in the world.
No,
yes,
she's
I love her.
She's a really great gal. Really great gal. Just saw her in December.
Yes, I love that idea. I love the Easter bonnet idea. Wait, what did I miss? Okay, hold on.
No, the last thing from that's he was talking about the guy with the air conditioner.
Oh, okay. I was like, I'm out of context here.
Because he's working at the Sears thing.
Right.
Started yelling and swearing.
Oh my God.
Oh man. What the hell, man? You completely demolished an item and they're like, you're gonna fix it.
Yeah, she was at the festival.
Yep.
She looked amazing.
Yeah.
She always does, though.
Definitely did.
She always does.
I appreciate a good parts department. In fact, we have a local appliance store that Peter might remember.
It says my grandma used to use wild turkey and honey for cough medicine.
Pretty much. Yeah, that's about it.
We have some local honey.
I mean, there's Jack Daniel's honey comes pre-bottled. It's like, yeah, that's cough medicine. There you go. Peter might remember a joint called Michael's Appliance Store. They have a great parts counter. I mean, you're looking for the part, they'll look it up and say, here you go, that's the belt. This is the air filter. Really, really good.
She does always look amazing.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's an amazing thing to see. And unfortunately, like the local parts store for electronics is largely gone. We have one in Wayne, New Jersey, which is still hanging on as far as I know, which is a really cool little joint. But basically, you kind of got to go online. Like to fix, I was fixing Dennis's amp. Dennis may still be here earlier this evening, and I had to go online to a joint in Mesa, Arizona. Actually has all these parts.
We've stayed in Mesa, Arizona.
Yeah, I actually bought parts there. But I had to order some parts,
when
and they got them to me, and I'm like, these are totally unique. You would not get this anywhere else. And took me a full day to get the old part out. Man. But then the new one's in there, and I just got to solder it down, and we're done. Yep.
Yes, exactly. When she models one of her hats with that smile on her face, it just lights up your feed. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
She is the sweetest.
Oh,
Peter remembers Michael's. Eric says, Radio Shack used to carry a fantastic selection of parts. Our local parts house closed right after COVID. Boo.
Boo.
Oh, boo is right.
Our Radio Shack closed when they all closed, which is going to be about 2018, I think. And it's really a deja vu because you're like, I'm fixing stuff. Suppose I just need one thing. They were there. They probably had it. And this is the real rub. So now I really have to strategize. If I'm ordering, I have to figure out what am I doing? What are the 5 projects for which I need parts? Make sure I get all the stuff. You got to work it properly, That's the kicker. So, yes.
No, I'm good. I just
had to breathe for a second. Yeah.
I'm just, yeah. No, I'm like, do I have pneumonia? Because I am not canceling my appointment for a 3rd time.
Anyway. So, I found a product recently that is definitely related to our last, one of our last big holidays here.
Dime says, if you guys ever come up here, take a few hours and go to American Science and Surplus.
Oh,
I love it.
Hello.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun.
Tiki Plague. It is too.
There's a couple of places in the country that are like that. It used to be a joint called Edmund Scientific, which was in suburban Boston. I think they're gone. I could be wrong. Amy might know.
Oh, Eric's asking when did Radio Shack does have a website now.
Yes,
Peter says, I did not know that. Okay. Eric says, I have a question. When did hot water bottles stop being a thing? Well, we have it's not a hot water bottle, but we have a heating pad.
Heating pad underneath us. It's a good idea.
Because
we have a hot water bottle too. I mean, I grew up with one, so I figured that you need one. I haven't
used it in a long time, but.
Yeah. I remember the last time we used it.
When heating pads were invented. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, pretty much. The hot water bottle, the last time we used it was when your back went out. And it was like feeding you hot water bottles.
And then I was like, you have to go out and buy me a heating pad, which he did.
So I did.
Yeah.
And it works, it works fine.
He was using it earlier tonight. I'm like, are you bogarting the heating pad?
No, my shoulder hurt, but it worked. It did something. I tell you, these parts places.
What place are you asking about? Amy said, I have lost the thread of the conversation.
Edmund Scientific. They were definitely suburban Boston, and I don't know what we're talking about. Were they Waltham, Braintree, one of these things?
Waltham.
Ipswich, I can't tell. Ridiculous New England town names. And I think they're gone because they used to have a catalog, and they weren't really cheap.
Ooh, a red heating pad.
But they had fantastic surplus parts. And that was the thing, because there was this whole ton of manufacturing around Boston that ended up with a ton of surplus parts. The same way you would find a lot of surplus joints on Long Island that were just there was this huge amount of manufacturing.
Errol says my brother was a Radio Shack manager.
Hello. They were a thing. Yeah.
Oh, Dime says you can still get hot water bottles at Walgreens. Amy says I'm in Waltham, and I have no idea what you're talking about. So probably not Waltham.
I guess they're not Waltham. So, there's still like a couple of joints around. I know that there's a mail order place that I've gone from where I think it's really just one guy, and he has a ton of great stuff. And then there's a joint in, I think, Minnesota that is just this massive supply house, and they have a huge amount of parts. And since they're way out and they're not exactly in Minneapolis, they're just like somewhere wide open skies, Minnesota.
So sick.
They have huge amounts of stuff. And I'm looking for some weird vacuum tubes. Yeah, you talk to them. And they have like a lot of weird parts.
If you get an earache, use hydrogen peroxide. Oh, yeah, I do that actually. Oh, yeah. That's, yes.
Yeah. Should actually like fizz it out. So anyway, look, recently I was looking in the food section at the store right before St. Pat's Day.
The food section, like the whole store isn't the food section.
I'm talking about the food section at the store, not the other section. So actually, this is like up by the baked goods, and they had this product, Ryan's Irish potatoes. And I'm like, these are like little candies. And I didn't buy them. But then after the date, they were still available. So I decided to get them and try them out.
Were they on sale?
No, they weren't. Should have been. They should be now. But I figured I'd buy them while they were still available because, hey. So, Ryan's.
I'm not going to be able to taste it. I'm going to have to just experience the texture.
Yeah, the texture of are basically like little coconut balls that are apparently...
Oh, Jenny, thank you. Jenny says, I'm using my Glendora glass for the first time.
Oh, awesome. Awesome. Okay.
Oh, Amy says, you would have loved this auction I went to recently. So many
TVs
and radios. Okay.
So here's an Irish potato. I think these are coconut candies that are dusted in cinnamon.
I'm not going to be able to taste it.
You think the cinnamon should punch through. Let's see what we got here. Yep, I can smell the cinnamon.
Let's see if I enjoy the texture.
Texture is good.
I'm actually getting the cinnamon a little bit. Okay.
It's not very flaky. It's actually a very creamy coconut, just like a box of candy. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was good. These are fun because there's another candy out there that's a potato candy that's really coconut. That's the Idaho Spud.
Oh, Lisa's drinking out of a Glendora glass too. Oh, good night, Peter.
And they're fun. Hey, good night, Peter.
You. Have fun in New York City. We got to meet up there. Yeah,
definitely. I believe we have a date at the Algonquin in the main room.
When we can actually taste.
When we can taste again, for Pete's sake. Orion's are actually pretty good. If you have a chance to get these, they're available.
I actually was getting.
They are coming to you from, I don't know.
No, you're.
Linwood, Pennsylvania. A Philadelphia tradition for over 100 years. Orion's.
No, I was actually getting the cinnamon, believe it or not.
Yeah, kind of punching through.
Really can't taste anything, but I was getting the cinnamon.
Well, these are good.
Yeah, I'm into it.
I'm actually okay with coconut candies like that. Usually things that are awfully sweet. It's a bit of a problem with me these days, but that's good.
Ugh.
Oh, I was right.
Yeah, I'd never heard of them. Kenny's bringing he brought them home. I was like, oh, okay.
Well, take a look around because your super might have these.
Our friend Don did that. Our friend Don did the design with the box wine graphics. Yes. Don Drennan.
The brilliant Don Drennan actually came up with that, and then he did the animation with the same box.
See's Candy, yes.
Oh, yeah, seriously.
I'm a fan.
Yes. Well, you grew up with Se's. I did not. Did. But boy, you try them and you're like, this is good.
Yes.
Yeah.
A pet rock in every box.
Pet rock. And we're big.
Don't make me laugh. Don't make me laugh. I'm gonna have to go to the ER. Oh.
We're big fans of the local chocolatiers in New York City too.
Oh yeah. Yep.
There are a few of them that
are
really pretty amazing. There's a joint that's right around the corner from my work called Mrs. Meisel's, which is just like this big. This joint is this big, and they just hand dip chocolates. They're so good, like an ancient German formula. Wow! But there was also the joint in Brooklyn is Lilac chocolates. They have several locations by now.
They do.
And they're also all hand dipped.
Oh, Pepper Tree says we have some See's dark chocolate marzipan in the kitchen right now. That sounds good.
Delicious. I'm telling you.
You guys members of the New England Tiki Society. Or are you going to the
Cthulhu
at Kowloon? Time. I am ashamed to say this is the first I've heard about both of these things.
Yep.
But I'm sure we have friends who are going.
I am
and
positive.
Yes.
We know people who belong.
Yes.
And who are going, and etc. And the fact that there's something called Cthulhu. I mean, we could bring a couple of completely appropriate mugs to that. I'll tell you.
We do. We have a great Cthulhu mug.
We do have an excellent Cthulhu mug.
Yeah. Amy's going. Okay.
Hello.
See, there you go.
There you go, right there. I mean, I'm not as familiar with the works of Lovecraft, but of course, he cut his teeth in Providence, Rhode Island, so a soft spot for the man.
Well, what was the story called? I read it when we did an episode about Cthulhu. Forget the name of it.
Yeah, I don't actually know. I don't know. He did. He was responsible for the Dunwich Horror, which was a AIP picture back in the day.
Chocolate dipped potato chips. Yes.
Oh yeah, that's
the chocolate and the salt. Mm-hmm. Yes, please.
It's funny how nobody thought to do that before about 20 years ago, and now it's a thing. And it's an obvious thing because sweet, salty, and there you go. Boom, done. Crunchy. It all goes together.
I gotta look it up. Hold on. What was the name of the
cosmic entity?
Call of Cthulhu? Was that it? Yes, I think that was it. Call of Cthulhu.
Call of Cthulhu.
I have read that. Yes.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. Call of Cthulhu. You want to cue the Metallica music?
Oh, I think Amy will be at Ohana too, right?
Yes, you will.
Oh,
I think
you better be at Ohana, Amy.
I'm just saying. Yeah, I think so. I think she has said so. But yeah.
We're still going to do a meetup at Ohana. We're going to do a Velveteen Lounge meetup that we'll only announce on our live videos. So if you don't watch our videos, you won't know about it.
You're not going to know about it. But if you watch here, you will know about it, and you'll get the
we'll announce
secret word.
We'll announce it more than once.
Mm-hmm.
So if you couldn't make a particular live video, no shame. We'll announce it a few times. But I want to do something just for Patreon patrons and people who watch the show.
Please.
So yeah.
You're here.
Hi, Mike. Good to see you.
Etc. I usually announce this sort of thing.
Palm Springs today. Nice. Oh.
Yep. I usually announce this sort of thing much earlier in the show. I forgot to say, if you're watching the rebroadcast, thank you very much. Obviously, you cannot comment on existing comments, but you can add comments, and you can always send us a personal, and we will respond to you. And we thank you for watching something after it's already done.
Bordeaux candies and seeds.
Bordeaux? Oh,
yes.
Wow. We have a local
brown sugar cream, maybe. Oh.
And I think I can announce this to Peter because he's got one of these that.
Peter already took off.
Oh, that's true. He's gone. Sorry, bye, Peter. Adams Frederica Farms is a local chain, and they do a lot of this kind. They have a fantastic candy counter.
They do.
And they have prepackaged booth candies around Christmas. Those little things from Austria, and they're just full of Marnier or something. Yeah, yum.
Oh, Amy says, I think I promised to bring brownies to Ohana. Do I also need to make some that are gluten-free? Couldn't hurt.
Not for her. She's okay.
Ohana is so close.
Yeah.
I know. I got the stuff to start making my costume for Thursday night.
That's right.
The costume is very stupid, and I love it.
It's pretty awesome.
It's very stupid.
I gotta say.
I'm not gonna win any prizes because
I will win
because it's stupid. But
I will win nothing, although it's funny. So that's
exactly.
Ultimately, our costumes are kind of related, but that's as far as I'm going to
go. I love the mystery theme because you could do anything.
Well,
why did you do that? I don't know.
I don't know. I think Joe has brought brownies to Ohana, and he put them out once, and they disappeared so fast.
Candy.
Wow.
Is from Europe, And it's damn
Love
fantastic.
candy.
I've never heard of that.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
All right.
You see, here we are starting to talk candies and bang, bang,
Oh,
bang.
Kenny's Bird
Out
says,
of the woodwork.
now I'm craving good chocolates and all I have are M&Ms.
Well, you know, they fulfill a need.
Yeah, they do.
They do. They really do. I've had my share.
Do you want anything? I'm going to have a little water.
I'm going to have a little water.
Before I get some more booze.
I'm kind of thinking about what I need, and I'm going to go walk about for a second, and I'll be back. And then we talk. And then I'll talk about what I need. I still have a little bit of this one left.
Let's bring my egg rolls. Oh,
well.
Amy says, I think I have a concept for the mystery thing. Wouldn't it be hilarious if we had the same concept?
Yeah, well, we were talking about that in a conversation, and I think that you nailed it because you did a little investigative work. I was kind of mentioning that recently to DJ Hardley Quinn, and she said, oh, I think she's right. So there must be something going on. There's a corollary to that, which is not going to happen, but it would be hilarious if it did.
Oh, yeah. Lisa says, I'm going to order C's in the next few days. Oh, do it. Seriously. You will not regret it.
I mean, the fact is, you can order online. They can deliver it to you. You know, there's all sorts of these small candy places around the country that do this. And if you're looking for like really, really old-fashioned candies that like, oh, I can't get that anywhere, go to Vermont Country Store online. And like to see all these weird things that nobody does. Bingo. Anyway, I can get rid of this baby.
Oh, man.
Yes.
I'm glad we did this. I feel like you've given me energy.
Yes.
You all have given me energy. I'm probably going to go crash after this, but you've given me energy. I've been influenced. So funny. So I had another drink, which I don't think I'm going to make because it's too much work, but I will read it to you anyway. Called Healthy AF, which calls for 1 ounce of rye, a 1/4 ounce fire cider, which I'm making fire cider, but it's not going to be ready for 3 to 6 weeks. So we bought a tiny little bottle at our local farm store that was nevertheless $6 because a full-size bottle was $30. And hot brewed tangerine tea. So you would combine the rye, the fire cider, and the tangerine tea and sip it. But I'm not getting up to heat up that tea. That's crazy. So anyway, it's a good idea if you would like to try it. It's the booze. Oh, Errol says, my brother and his wife are putting on an 80s murder mystery party. Lisa is going as Boy George. I'm going as Franz of Hans and Franz. I love it. You're going to pump you up. Amy, I think you might be right. Yes, I do think you might be right about your theory. We've given you needed relaxing distraction. Yes, you have, Eric, and I appreciate that. Invite me, I want to dress up as Madonna. Yeah, so the theme is mystery. So that's it. It's just mystery. You can do whatever you want. So I have a stupid idea. Paul also has a stupid idea. We'll be enacting our stupid ideas. What was that spice stuff? Oh, the fire cider. So, fire cider, which I found a recipe online. This tiny little bottle was $6. You chop up a whole, like a half cup of garlic, onion, turmeric, ginger, a large orange, half a lemon, a bunch of parsley, rosemary, thyme, and peppercorns. And so you put it all in an airtight jar, and then you fill the jar with apple cider vinegar. And you let it sit for 3 to 6 weeks. And then when you're ready to drink it, you add honey because it's no joke. Take it straight, but
pretty acidic, so you got to cut that.
Yeah.
That's very true. You really want to put that into like a quantity of water or other fluid, but water's a good idea.
You gonna sit down?
I'm going to sit down.
Join me.
I think I'll join you for a little while, and etc. Yeah, we've actually been over some fun things tonight, and now we have all this talk about good local candies like
sounds like how I
these.
make kimchi.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, I think it's not far off from kimchi,
It's
actually.
somewhere in that range, ultimately. No cabbage in this, but ultimately, yeah.
It's so expensive that I ended up just buying the ingredients.
Mhm.
And I have 2 batches over there setting.
Stewing.
Because, yeah.
Mhm.
Because I'm interested. I'm fire cider curious, but
These are fun, by the way.
$30 for like less than a $7.50 bottle. I'm like, oh, that's a lot of money.
They're unique. You don't see things dusted in cinnamon too much. I don't like these.
Oh, no wonder I got the cinnamon.
Mhm.
If it's dusted.
That's why it is. And it's reminding me of nothing so much as the Idaho Spud candy, which is larger. It's more of a potato shape. Also, a coconut candy, and this covered in chocolate.
Ooh. Eric says, I make my wife chai tea concentrate at the store. It's so expensive. Yeah. Gaddy's Meme says, Dixie cups and a bra, a tutu, rave hairspray, and a lace bow for my hair, and I'm Madonna all day.
Boom.
That's
She's ready
hilarious.
to go. She's ready to go.
Yes, I am fire cider curious.
Mhm.
Well, now in
Mhm.
2.5 to 6 weeks.
We can tell you about this. I think that you fellas are well equipped to whip up something like this if you're curious.
And if you're looking for a business idea, this little tiny bottle was $6.
You could like make this stuff and get your license to sell it, and you do pretty well. But you make it for yourself and you take a shot of it and see how you go. It's certainly very invigorating, if nothing else.
Do not let me fall asleep on this sofa, please.
I knew, but you keep having shots of wild turkey.
I'm not shooting it.
I'm not doing that.
I'm just sipping it daintily.
It's a sipper. Actually, the turkey is very good. That's why it's a well liquor. So.
Although we need more. Look at that.
Yeah, look at. Well, obviously we use it.
Dang.
Obvi. Boom, boom, boom.
Dang. I didn't do the rye though, did I?
No.
We brought that over.
Yeah. And we have what?
Fire cider NyQuil power potion. gotta get this hashtag started.
You're making me cough.
Operate an underground app. Tell soul. These are the kind of things I do. I'm like, I need help because I love this idea. And
yeah, and I'm missing a trick. That's for absolute sure.
You just have to treat both of us.
Gotta try these things.
Like we've never heard of the internet.
I'm glad to try all these products too because fun things happen when you try things. And when you try like the local candies or something, I love that there is such a thing. When I grew up, there were a lot of products that you didn't find too much outside of the area, but they were made locally. So they were very common. Things like Clark bars and Sky bars, New England Candy Company.
I first had Sky bars in England.
Yeah, interesting. And it's the thing is it's like 4 different creamy things inside the sections of the bar. It's like it's a unique thing. And it wasn't unusual at all to see those, but then you get out of the area and you're like, I can't find that anywhere. So it's important to look around. Now those are still being made as far as I know.
Oddly, the Russian word pronounced as chai means tea.
Yes.
I feel like that makes sense. Yeah.
And
Clark bars. I remember Clark bars.
Yep. We actually had the occasion to try a Fifth Avenue recently, and I said, I got to try that. And I realized that basically it's just spun sugar and peanut butter, and I'm like, oh man, that's going to pull my fillings out. So yeah, that was
they used to reside in Pittsburgh.
Reminiscence.
That makes sense because we were in Pennsylvania.
Yep.
When we went into a Wawa, and they had all these candies that we can't get here.
Yep.
Exotic things we can't buy
bunches
here.
Of cheap sugar. But that's where we picked up the Fifth Avenue. So I probably will not do that again, but now I know what it is. And Clark bars, as I recall, were a little similar. Sort of like a flaky, sugary, spun sugar bar, that kind of thing. Now, the English do these bars that are like much more just pure sugar, like the Lion bar. So.
Oh my gosh! Eric says, I remember when I was a kid, they went to Kennywood to bring out the world's largest Clark bar. Oh, now, see, these are the things that mark your childhood.
There we go. Oh,
They brought back Sky Bars. Oh, and they're made in Massachusetts.
Yeah,
oh,
baby.
Amy, thank you.
Well, they used to be made by New England Candy Company, Necco.
Right.
Necco. And Necco wafers are still made. Necco wafers are endangered.
Gettysburg, ma'am, has been to Kennywood.
Hello.
Kennywood.
Hello.
I don't know what Kennywood is.
Yeah. Got to check it out. No.
All right, it's not just me. I think about like Dollywood, and I'm like, yeah, but no, Kennywood sounds more Pennsylvania.
Just a 10.
Esque.
Just a 10. And the fact is, there's all sorts of local confectionaries around that do something.
Oh, but I prefer Hershey Park. So, like, we've watched all these cheesy food documentaries, and like, now we've got to go to Hershey Park because Hershey. Hershey.
Got a fan of Necco's.
Necco wafers, yes.
Necco wafers you can still get, and is the only remaining candy, I think, out there that still has one of their wafers is flavored clove. It's very unusual to find a clove-flavored candy. It's an extremely 19th century thing. There used to be a lot of clove-flavored stuff. You used to be able to get clove gum from Adams, and that's long gone. That was. Is it
affiliated with Kenny Rogers? I don't know.
Oh, wow.
I don't know. I made a carrot cake for Easter, which came from Cooking with Kenny Rogers, the 1987 book, and it was so good. You think like Kenny Rogers isn't going to have an amazing carrot cake, but
you're wrong.
He did.
You're wrong. Kenny would do it.
Yep. Oh, Julie loves Necco wafers. Yeah, they're fun, right?
It's a fun thing. You know, it's very specific. It's a
Clove
specific
cigarettes were an 80s club thing. Oh, I remember that. I remember that big time.
Yeah, clove candy is one thing. Look, the clove cigarettes, which are Indonesian, the kretek, suddenly became this thing, and then kids were smoking cloves.
Necco wafer nutritional values. What? The what now?
Yeah, but yeah, the fact is, as we recall from being in clubs in the period, the one thing about the clove cigarettes was that they smelled a lot better than cigarettes. So it's like, all right, you know, if you're gonna smoke, it was an improvement.
But when I smell a clove cigarette, it just takes me right back.
Oh, yep, in a second. I
never smoked.
The deal with kretek is that they allow you to inhale more deeply.
Gettysburg was saying Dutch Wonderland in the most Pennsylvania theme park ever. Okay, wow. All right.
Fun stuff.
I feel like we're close enough. We need to do this.
We're gonna check.
Yes.
Amy's asking about clove gum.
Yes, there is.
Yes, there is.
Adams has it.
Whoever is doing Adams gums these days, and we were just watching this thing about the inventor of chewing gum was Adams.
Oh, and Daniel!
Adams actually used to have a ton of flavors, and clove and blackjack are still made.
Daniel says Neckos are good. I'm always looking for Chuckles. I wonder if we could find those at Adams. I have a lot of this stuff at Adams.
They should have Chuckles.
Yeah.
Chuckles would pull my fillings out, so
when we were teens.
I will get some for you. You know?
Yeah.
Definitely.
It was named after a tree portioned part of a farm owned by Anthony Kenny. Okay. All right.
Definitely.
Julie says my mom would get Necco wafers when we went on a long car trip to visit relatives. Oh, I love that.
And the UP. There you go.
Love it.
You got to be in that part of the country to understand about the Upers.
Boots and pants, boots and pants, boots and pants. Oh.
Definitely. Dollar General has Neckos.
Oh,
I got to check our local. Because I've seen them various places, but I never thought too much about them because they're being made again by somebody in place of Necco. Necco is actually gone a long time. Whereas the candy formulas are being made by somebody. So
it's Nabisco that's still there.
Nabisco's still there.
Yes.
Nabisco definitely still in business, although they no longer make product in the big Nabisco plant in the 20s in Manhattan. That is now a big market.
Chelsea Market.
It's pretty cool. It's huge. It is insane the size of this plant that it was at the time. But that's where they made you
wild on a horse and buggy, strap in and hold on.
You got to strap on and
don't make me laugh.
Strap on and feel the G's.
It hurts. Last time I got Chuckles was in September from Samuel's Sweet Shop in Rhinebeck. Daniel says,
wow.
Okay, all right.
There you go.
Well, the chocolate Necco wafers, yes.
Chocolates
used to like the squirrel nut zipper candy. They have that at Adams. They do have that at Adams.
Fair Acre.
Yes.
And squirrel nuts you can get also at Vermont Country Store, where you can also get the awesome Walnettos. Those are extremely unusual.
Yeah.
I think they were a Necco candy. And there was also some mint thing. I think it was the mint julep candy, which was the same thing. But the walnuttos are good.
I'll see. Lisa's not a fan. See, there's a candy for everyone.
Yep. Yeah, they do dry. There are things that I like, very traditional candies, which are basically no more than molasses and nuts. I kind of like, and that category includes things like the nut chews. Who makes those? Goldenberg's nut chews. Those are really good, actually. Mm-hmm. And they're pretty chewy, so they last a while. And they're pretty cheap, so that's a pretty good idea.
Guess what Ma'am says? My daughter loathes Neckos. She said she'd rather lick school chocolate.
I would rather lick the sidewalk than eat these things, Ma.
Dime sends Eric Reese's stuff. That's sweet.
He knows.
No pun intended.
He knows.
No pun intended.
He knows.
But I love that.
Hey, we're always available for the rum run, which in this case would be the candy run. If you can't get something, talk to us. Maybe we can do a trade-off. Amy gets us candy products that we cannot find because she has the eagle eye. She knows where to find such things. I gotta love that. I dearly, dearly appreciate that because she supports the show materially in that way, and many of you support us by Patreon. If you are a patron at the box 1 level, you get stuff per month, including Glendora reading your tarot cards and horoscope. Wow. If you'd like that, you can definitely go to Patreon, Velveteen Lounge, and support us that way, which is great. We still have the wine glasses. We had a patron today talking about the wine glass just received.
Yay.
So cool.
Hi, Bill. Good to see you.
We still have the towels. That's definitely available. And we still have our record. So let us know. Because that helps us to do what we do when we do it. And we're here right now doing it.
Rum and candy run. Exactly. Well, there's a chain called Adams Fairacre Farms. And they're a very local chain. Like we have one. Peter has one near him. Peter sawed it off. But Peter has one, probably 5 or 6 of them.
Something like that.
Around our area. Yeah. And they have a whole candy section that has a lot of this stuff.
Yeah. The sugar daddy.
Oh, Eric. Oh,
what feelings? Yeah. Really, seriously. How am I supposed to stay together these days? I gotta be careful. This stuff I eat, I broke a tooth on popcorn once. It was at Yankee Stadium. I could blame them, Seriously.
Popcorn was probably $20.
It was $20, yes.
Life is like a box of chalk sticks.
Life is just a bowl of chalk sticks.
If life is just a bowl of chalk sticks.
Why do I always get the box? I don't know.
It doesn't work that well.
Something not as good as the original. No. I mean, seriously, that's the thing. We're still talking candies. Anything that you remember from back in the day that is a little unusual to be found now applies. This is the basis of the Old Man Beer Challenge anyway. Is what's your old man beer from
breaking a tooth at Yankee Stadium sounds like an unintended pun. Yanking? Never mind.
Oh, yeah. No,
I'm so chalky.
Yeah, seriously. Now, if you want to talk to our New England correspondents, they'd be like, of course it broke your tooth.
Was that
it was Yankee Stadium there, pal.
Was that the old stadium or the new stadium?
That was the old.
Well, there you go.
Old Yankee.
It was old Yankee Stadium.
Old Yankee.
Yeah.
I've been to New Yankee within the past year. And you know what? It's much improved on many, many levels.
Lisa couldn't give Josie a chocolate Necco. She got a small piece of candy
cigarette.
I love it.
Fun. Oh my God. Well, I'm sure Josie likes a lot of small nut-shaped objects.
Was that Granddad Chuck material? Guys, says my fave candy growing up was the candy dots on the paper. I remember those. Yeah, I definitely remember those.
Paper dots were related to
Yankee with the doorknob.
Oh, seriously. The candy dots were, of course, related to the candy bracelets, and then, of course, the candy necklace, which ultimately is kind of related to Smarties at the end of the day.
Will you have old style, Paul?
Let's see. If I can get it, it's in. We have been to our local distributors who really give a try. Our local actually was able to get us some good product within the past few years because they had, when we did the malt liquor challenge. They had the Mickeys, and they had the Old English. So that was really great. And I think we found Colt 45 elsewhere. And then when we were doing the ale challenge, one of their outlets actually had the Yuengling product, which
Eric
was great.
says, I thought candy dots on paper were a club thing.
Different kind of dots, my friend. That's a kicker.
Oh my God. Different dots, yeah. Eric says too.
Oh, Amy's found a beer for us. Well, I'm very pleased with whatever you have found. If it's just one of those things that's been off the shelf for a long time, it's fascinating to see.
Bring the cooler.
Yeah, please. We will have the cooler. We can fill that with all sorts of fun.
Oh, Lisa says my old man beers are like Hams and Yingling. Pabst. Yeah, exactly.
Yingling still being made the way it ever was. They do an excellent black and tan. And then their ale is Lord Chesterfield Ale. That's actually really good, and it's a premium Yuengling product. Ooh.
See, I know some people beg to differ with you, but
well, it's kind of an old man beer, but it's not as cheap as Yuengling regular. So I got to say, but the black and tan is very good, and then you can just get the porter. So the fact that they do the regional kind of products, the seasonal kind of products,
candy
which is
necklace,
very good.
Candy bracelet, candy anklet. Stop nipping at my feet. Exactly.
Stop it. Stop it.
Acid, musical phenomenon only for the headstrong.
Sometimes this comes in the form of a pill. Sometimes in the form of a goofball.
Drugs. Sometimes the introduction comes in the form of a goofball. And if you can name that, I'll send you a worthless prize.
We have a lot of worthless prizes to send you.
Yes, Pabst and Hams are broke college beers. Exactly.
Yeah. Hams, I thought was completely gone, and then somebody brought us a 12-pack for the Old Man Beer Cooler just a few years ago. It's like, wow, we can get Hams. Awesome.
It's a regional thing.
It's a regional thing.
Yep.
It's around. I'm not entirely sure we can still get Schmidt's. So all of you fans of those cans with the animals, I think they're probably gone.
We can occasionally get Utica Club.
Utica is still available.
Case Remember says, I have Pabst trauma. No.
Utica is the first post-prohibition beer, and is still being made by the same plant and in largely the same case. And you get it in a big 30-pack handle, so that tells you the quality of beer.
Mickey's Big Mouth.
Mickey's. Oh, the hand-cutting metal lid. Yeah, you had to pull that popper topper off the thing, which was weird, as I recall. And ultimately, Mickey's is a malt liquor, so you think, oh, wow, this is going to be heavy. And it's not much
Zoom,
more than.
and Spectrum. We call it acid.
Yes. I have in my hand here a drug, LSD. Perhaps you've
heard of it.
That's the thing. But candy and things on candy, that's the theme is common when we start talking about such things.
Oh, Kenny's Remember says, I thought a Pabst was a Pepsi in the middle of the night when I was about 10. Grabbed it, cracked it open, took a huge swig, nearly threw. Yeah, I bet.
Not what you were expecting.
Yeah, no. Definitely not a Pepsi.
Well, each product starts with P and has 5 letters. So, I can understand the confusion, but you actually realized your mistake very quickly.
Yes.
And I understand that. That's the thing.
Is it that time?
It's about that time, yeah.
All right.
Well, I'm surprised we've been live this long.
I know, we did. Thank you for joining us, because you gave me life.
Please.
You gave me life.
You revived.
I was
I'm ready for bed, but
I was like, I can't get through this. I don't know how I'm going to do this. And you gave me life, so thank you.
Please.
Eric says, sitting remember Purple Passion and Pink Passion. It was in Coke-looking bottles and was grape juice and moonshine. Sort of do. I sort of do. I've heard of that as called Purple Jesus.
Slightly different product, right? That just reminded me of Mad Dog,
Lord. Okay. Oh, thank you, Eric. Oh.
Much appreciated, sir.
Thank you for joining us. This made me very happy. I still need to not go into the city this week.
Please, don't be insane.
So please tell me not to go into the city.
Tell her not to do it.
Because when people are coughing like this on the train, I'm just like,
you're insane.
Sending them the most negative vibes I possibly have.
Daggers you send them.
Don't get on a train and make people sick.
The simple fact is we feel a responsibility to deliver a couple hours of fun every Wednesday. And I think, are we able to like get up there and are we able to like at least set my tuchus down for a couple hours and do it? Then I think, yeah, then go do it.
When I said yesterday, like, we're going to do this, Diane was like, no, if you're sick, down. I'm like, oh, no, I'll be fine. I have to go into the city Thursday. Woke up this morning, I'm like, I'm definitely not going. Thank you, Julie. I appreciate your support for that. Thank you. I am not going to the city Friday. Thank you. Now, really, it means a lot.
What has actually...
there's still the part of my brain that's like, you're being lazy. You're not... You paid for this. You've got it. And I'm like, oh, my God. Don't... If you want to be sick for the next month, go into the city, for sure.
Amy says, don't go in because she'll share your cooties.
Thank you.
Truth.
I like these people. I do not want to give my cooties to them.
Don't give your cooties away.
Oh.
I mean, somebody gave the cooties to us, and I think, yeah, thanks a lot.
Thank you, everyone. I appreciate it.
I got to say, I'm not interested. The only thing that's kept me, like, on 2 feet this week has been not jumping on a train. Years past, I probably would have been, well, I'm only coughing, I know, bad news.
But then, like, I see people coughing on the train, I'm, like, sending them death daggers with my eyes.
Yeah.
Stay home.
Truth.
They're very clearly white-collar workers. I'm like, you don't have to go in.
You don't have to go in.
Stay home.
Not anymore.
It's not like they're going to some, like,
your workplace
essential
says
worker
check your
job.
temperature, man.
They're not.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. They're just like, oh, I'm too important to stay home.
Brother.
It's like, stay home. No one cares.
Oh, well.
Okay. Right. Good night, John Boy. Good night, Mary Ellen.
Good night, Grandpa.
Okay.
Okay. Before I have a hacking fit myself, and this has been it's been enough goodness. I got to say thank you all for being here tonight and bearing with various and sundry. We had some great fun ideas about candy. I don't know how the conversation turned that way, but it does.
I love it.
And that's the fun part of the fun part. We will see you in less than a week's time with more goodies. We'll announce what's going on. I don't know. Anything can happen. This is the show where anything can happen. And if you have any ideas, send them our way, please. Much appreciated. Those of you who are working on ideas,
good night, Harvey Keitel.
Percolating in the back of the head like Amy, I'm like, oh, I know you. That's awesome. I really appreciate that. We got to think about something for you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Julie. Thank you. Yeah.
And all the fun. My advice is don't go out and don't get what I got because you don't want what I got.
Yes.
Nobody wants what I got.
Eric and Eric. Yes.
Bad news.
Jenny, Chris.
Seriously.
Yes. Thank you for joining us.
I'm going to go try to grab some shut eye, and perhaps it'll actually work this time. Good. We'll see what happens.
Amy says I always have ideas, and we appreciate it.
Yes, she does. Yeah, that's the thing. It is too cool. So
I don't always have ideas.
Yeah, right now I got no ideas whatsoever.
I know.
The brain, a total blank up here. But it's been like that, and like this thing has been making my head feel like a chunk of styrofoam. So.
We love you right back, Lisa.
Yeah, please. All right. You know where to find us. Any messages you want to send us, just PM. We will respond because we know we're here to respond to you. As always, remember, no matter where you go, and no matter what you do, I'm totally empty. Wow. We will see you soon.
Good night.